Greetings! Welcome back.
We're here.
We decided to come back. We were like, we're going to do 31 Days of Horror. And we were like, wow, we're in fucking November.
Well, yeah. Well, the pressure's off now. But we still love to talk about horror movies, and we're gonna finish talking about our 31 Days
of Horror.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it straight up, like 31 days. Like,
yes.
Just we were gonna do a review every day. I was dead set.
Yes.
That shit's hard.
That quickly became no-go. Then we were going to do multiple video reviews.
Right. Life happens. And life happens. There was a lot of shit going on. And it's really hard to try and sit down and have a serious video discussion about a movie. I never realized how hard this shit was. And I feel really bad for YouTubers that have to do this shit. I mean, I know they do this shit for a living. But I don't even edit this shit. I just throw it right up. I mean, you get all the bullshit. You get all the lulls. You get the awkward,
Yeah.
You know, us looking at each other.
The awkward, like,
dog barking.
I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, like, and that's, I like to do it like that only because
taking shots.
Yeah. I like to do it like that only because I don't like everything to feel produced. I think life should happen as life happens. And I want my viewers, and I don't know about your viewers, but for my viewers, I want them to see me as me, full of my fuck ups and flaws, as well as like the golden moments or whatever you call them.
I don't always have makeup on. I do look normal or natural. Sometimes, and I am comfortable with myself.
Right. A metaphor for my life is like the sun's got to shine on a dog's ass once in a while.
Oh man, so anyway, we're straight to the butthole.
So anyway, on that note, we're gonna say
we're gonna cheers it here. We're gonna take a shot. Actually, this is
Tennessee whiskey.
Tennessee whiskey. I think I hope everyone had a good Halloween. By the way, we did have a fun Halloween. I thought. We went out, we dressed up, we went out, and then we also got to do some pretty laid back stuff with family.
I met your family for the first time. I met your other family. So
my brother,
so I met your brother. Your brother, his wife, the nieces, and I thought
it was all of my sister-in-law's family as well.
So let me just ask this: has anybody gone to something thinking it was going to be one thing? And then it turns out to be completely different because I just thought it was going to be your family, how many of them? So that would have been 4 people.
It would have been 4 people.
4 people. 5 if you include the dog Willow, which I include. She's actually 1.5 people. She's a big dog, but she's totally cute. I was like really, and so like we get there and we're in our costumes and everything's all good and open the door and there's fucking hella people there that I don't fucking know.
To be fair, I did not know myself either. I thought it was just going to be my brother and my nieces, but it turned out to be a little more of a party, a little more of a family get together.
But it ended up cool.
To be honest, it was just family, just our extended family.
But it ended up being really cool. So we had a really good time. It's the first Halloween that I didn't really spend with my kids. I have 2 children, and so like this was the first time I didn't go like trick or treating and stuff. So for me to do something for myself was kind of cool, but weird at the same time.
No, you weren't with your kids, but you did get to go trick or treating and see the joy on my nieces' faces as they run amok. And get candy high.
And throw candy at me and stuff. So it was very cool.
By the end of the night, everyone loved you.
It was very cool. Your family was very cool, and they were very accepting of me, and that was very cool. If any of you have ever had that experience where you've gone to something and it doesn't have to be Halloween, but if you want to put that in the comments, it would be cool to see some stories.
We've all had that moment where you're meeting people for the first time. It's nerve-wracking.
Right. It was very nerve-wracking, but it's one of those...
If anyone can handle it, it's you, because I think you have a great personality.
Oh, well, thank you. That's complimentary. I was literally... I didn't sweat the entire time. Like, no, I just took it as is. Like, I was just like, well, some of these people I'm not going to see again, so.
And
you know
some
what
you're
I mean?
going to see on Saturday.
Anyway. So it was cool. So we hope you all had a very wonderful October.
Yes.
October was super cool. It went so fast, and I don't know if any of you thought it went fast, but it went super fast.
It was a blink of an eye, and I miss it now. I could do 2 months of October, 1 month of November, 1 month of December.
What's the other month? Shit.
I mean, I don't even want summer because I don't like the heat. Just make it fall year round.
Anyway,
if you followed along on the countdown, our videos, we have stopped at day 24. So we are going to continue with those countdown movies, which we hope by now everyone has watched and will be able to kind of chime in with us as we sort of recap them. So we're hoping to talk about today, day 24, 25, 26, and 27.
Right.
The Ring, Creepshow, Friday the 13th, and Let the Right One In. So we're going to tackle those right now.
We are going to tackle those. So the first one is going to be The Ring, 2002. Yes. This was.
I like this movie. I like it because it's got the moody. It's shot very moody with that kind of like dark, kind of green undertones. How it's shot, like just the color. Like, you know what I mean when I say it's moody?
Right.
Yeah. That's what I love about it. Like, at night, it's like the best movie to put on at night because it's so, like, dark and moody and...
So what came first? Was it The Ring or The Grudge that came first?
Now, I think they're both based off of the...
I know,
the Japanese...
It's a Japanese horror.
But I have no idea. I would have to look that up.
So this was the first... installment of American ripping off Japanese horror, because like the Japanese were way ahead of us as far as like having a grasp of what real horror is. Like, if you've never seen a Japanese horror movie, please go watch one, because it just literally boom.
It kind of feels like though that the Japanese horror movie, they're all sort of afraid of a woman with black hair over their faces and this sort of creepy walk. I kind of feel like they're all scared of like the girl with the black hair, long black hair.
Yeah, it started that whole trend of that. That's where it's kind of like, what happened first? The chicken or the egg? Right. What was first, The Grudge or The Ring? Like, I just never.
I don't know. I would have to look it up.
I can't remember. So
yeah.
Either way, they're both kind of similar in style, in mood, and direction as far as what they were trying to, what the whole synopsis was, what they were trying to get to. So,
I really like this movie. Yeah. It's got Naomi Watts in it.
Yeah.
Hot. I can't say that there's too many movies I can think of that have Naomi Watts in it, but I do like this movie.
She worked in this. She really worked in this. I connected with her character, and I believed in it.
Yeah, she plays.
She's got a child, and she doesn't want to. Go ahead.
Essentially, this movie, it's a. They describe it more of like an urban legend type. It's a videotape that you watch that has horrifying images on it. Right. And you watch it, and in 7 days, it will kill you. So that is basically, is The Ring. Before you die...
You get a call. You see The Ring. You get a call.
But you get a call, and you get a call that tells you...
You get a call, and you get this little bitch. 7 days.
So, okay, so Naomi Watts, she plays Rachel Keller.
Yeah, correct. Does it leave a message?
It never leaves a message. If you let it go to answering machine,
no VM.
It will just hang up and call again.
No VM.
It keeps calling until it gets you on the phone.
That is so rude.
Like a telemarketer or something.
That shit.
Anyway. So she plays, Rachel Keller. She has a son, Aiden. we have obviously the other main character, Samara. I'm just gonna go through the character list real quick.
I'm riding with you.
What was the name, the real actress's name of the cousin? So we've got the cousin, Katie, and her friend Becca.
Hold. Please.
Yes. One moment as it always slips my mind as the one thing I didn't write down. So basically we've got, Rachel's character, her niece dies. So it starts off with Katie and her friend Becca having a sleepover. Amber Tamblyn. Amber Tamblyn plays the cousin. So that's who we see in the beginning.
Sorry, that took like a really long time. My bad. Yeah, but yeah, Amber Tamblyn. Yeah, that was.
So it's a sleepover party. And the two girls are talking about what they did over the weekend. And Becca, the friend, says to Katie, I heard about this video. Yeah. This video that if you watch it, you die in 7 days.
Yeah.
In a funny way, Katie says, "I've seen it,"
right,
and kind of fakes that, fakes that
like
she's dying.
Like she knows what's going on, and she's like, and it's like, I got you.
But then the phone rings. But then something happens, right? The phone rings.
And she picks it up.
And her friend sees it. Oh my God, it was real. It's real. It's a real tape. And she starts to tell her that, we went up with my boyfriend. We went up to the cabin. Yeah. We went up for the weekend. We watched this tape. And when we watched the tape, the game wasn't on it. The football game wasn't on it. It was this weird videotape with nightmarish images on it.
Very weird. And it was, the tape itself it's mildly disturbing. I mean, there's a point where isn't there like a nail going through something, and then like somebody jumping off, and a chick's jumping off a cliff. It's just a lot of very disturbing images, and then it goes to the ring, and then it goes to the well, right? Is that what it goes to? Like the ending is the well, right?
It's just the.
It's the well. The well is what they see.
Yes, it's the well, the lid being closed is what they are calling the ring, and that is what Samara saw after she was.
Alert.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this I'll put it in the description.
I think anyone who's watched by now our reviews know that we spoil because we tell it all. We tell it all, you guys.
But I meant people who hasn't seen the ring?
Some people, maybe. Some people who aren't into horror.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm not judging.
So anyway, what ends up happening is the cousin 7 days to the day, and the ring has come for her, or Samara has come for her, and she dies. So that is what triggers Rachel's character to get involved, and she's like a reportive investigator. It piques her interest because her sister just said, nobody can explain to me why my young, healthy teenager is now dead. In the most horrific way, I might say. And
mind you, we haven't seen how or what happens. Like, we don't know. All we know is like that last scene was just like kind of a shocker, like, oh shit, and then it was just like plug got pulled. We have no idea what happened. It was just right into the next scene.
Right.
And we don't know until about maybe 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, did we actually see
the aftermath of
that shit was shocking.
Yeah.
For me, the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa. I was like, what am I looking at? I actually went back and rewound that shit.
You have to, because it goes so fast.
I went back and rewound that shit. I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked at it and I was like, what the You're even more what the fuck, because it's just like, it's just like how.
And her face is rotten.
Yeah.
It just looks unnatural. It's all very unnatural.
I was speechless, so I didn't even know what to do about that. So that just fucks you up for the whole movie after that, because you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, Freddy slices you and dices you. Like, Jason, does his thing. And Mike does his thing.
Yeah.
This is some other shit where it's like, it destroys you as a person. Like, I was scary.
It's very disturbing image. But the fact that they flash it so quick, it does make it. It was a good effect. It even
it was
creepier.
A very good effect. Sorry, I didn't mean to just linger on that. But
I love what you have up here because it actually really describes very well her son Aiden, who is Katie's cousin, but also a good friend. And he seems to be very sensitive to what has happened to his cousin and her death because they were close, but she said that she didn't have enough time.
Right.
And that always kind of stuck with him. He didn't really understand how she knew she was going to die, but she did. Right. And in light of that, that's kind of what also like made her want to figure out what's going on because her son seemed to have a little insight into it as well. Right. Because he drew these pictures at school of his cousin dead a week before she died.
It even happened. Right?
Yeah.
So he already had some kind of like The Shining.
Right.
Like he was having like these visions of what was going to happen.
So Rachel's sister asks her to investigate. And Katie's friends actually spilled the beans a little bit about the tape. I mean, nobody else knew about the tape until her friends sort of mentioned that the friend Becca's in a mental institution now, and it wasn't like a suicide pact because everyone that went to the cabin, including Katie's boyfriend, all died at the same time, 10 p.m. on the same day, because they were all cursed. Because they all watched the tape at the same time, so they all died 7 days later.
And what was trippy is I was watching, as you're watching this, noticing that like everybody who watches the tape, their faces when recorded get blurred.
Oh yeah,
that was a trip every time. Like the guy that went into the convenience store, when he went in the convenience store, and that shit's being live recorded. There's a camera live on you, and your face is like, like that shit was
once
trippy.
You're marked, once you have 7 days.
And he kept looking at it, and it was just, that was a great effect. That was super cool. I was like really like, wow, that's fucked up because he's
And
marked.
You're talking about Noah, who is actually the sort of, he's the father of Aiden, but he's not involved.
He's the absentee parent.
Yeah.
So he's trying. Anyway.
So she asks him to help figure out where the tape was made.
I'm right there with that, but yeah.
Yeah, where the tape was made. Because she, in investigating, goes up to the cabin. She rents the same room that her niece rented. She watches the same tape, the unmarked tape. She, too, gets a call with 7 days. So now her life hangs on the balance, hangs on 7 days for her to figure out how to save her own life and figure out what is this.
Can I ask a question? If that's still happening, does the ring get cell service? And who is their provider? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just sorry. But I was just like thinking, like, because they called them all on landlines. Those were like, that's okay. So that's what.
I mean, if she was able to, I guess we're calling Samara some sort of evil psychic thing. I don't know.
Yeah, like an entity. But that's what I was wondering. Like, they can get through.
I mean, if she's able to create a videotape out of nothing, I'm sure she's able to make a phone call.
Where did that? See, that's why I'm like, need origins.
That is the Japanese. That's the part that we don't know.
No. But that's what. Yeah, I need origins. I need to know what conjured this shit. The Conjuring. Is it further? I don't know. But anyway, that's, I need that. So I don't know where any of this comes from. And that's kind of my problem with the ring. I don't have a super problem with it. I don't want to go too deep into the ring. I feel like we've already
the
explained
premises of it is the videotape that kills you.
Yeah.
Okay, it isn't about the backstory of Samara, which they do go into because there's the ring number 2, and then there's rings, rings where multiple people now they've figured out how to save yourself, but we figured that out
with rings
at the end of this video. We figure out how you save yourself.
Follow your nose.
Yeah.
I just didn't get it. I mean, I liked the ring. I just didn't. I don't know. Like I said, I just need to know where it came from. I want to know.
It came from freaking Japan. What else do you need to know? I mean, it's a Japanese. It's based off of a Japanese horror.
Oh, no.
I don't know how they originated the Samara character as Japanese horror, but I don't know how it originated. I'm sorry, I don't.
No, I wasn't asking that. I was just asking how that, like, where...
I know what you're asking. I don't know. They don't talk about that in the first one.
What is the ring's beginning? But that's, but beside all that, the ring was, like, really good. I actually really liked it from the start. I don't want to get too deep. I feel like we've delved, probably about 15 minutes into the ring. And... I mean,
didn't even really touch on to it, but it's a good movie. I think you guys should go see it. I like how it's shot. Like I said, I like the color scheme. I like the story, even though you don't know how Samara herself gets the evilness that she has in her. I still really like it. The fact that she was trying to help Samara, but in the end, there is no helping evil. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give it?
The Ring, for first installment, I give it probably an 8. I felt like this was taking horror in a different direction. This is what started the kind of the paranormal /
Japanese horror.
This was Japanese horror, but then it's just kind of snowballed into other stuff, and I like that it kind of opened up and made horror more. So, I like this.
Yeah,
the Ring was very good. Again, I don't know Ring or Grudge. What came first doesn't matter. It was a good injection of new blood into our American horror. Which we needed it. We needed a jump start, and it was fantastic. What was yours?
I think maybe more like a 7. A 7, because I think there's others that I liked more, but like the Insidious and but yeah. So our next movie.
Yeah.
Go see it, you guys. I really hope everyone has already watched it. What's your favorite part of the movie? Obviously, I like the part where they really dove into kind of the creepiness of Samara and her death scene. That was really creepy to me.
Yeah.
And the horse scene.
The horse
scene is really fucked up,
too. The horse scene was really bad.
Yeah.
It just jumping off of the boat and getting shredded.
Yeah. But you can also feel like there's this desperation of a parent, when you're faced with the inevitability that I might die in 7 days, but also then your son is also on that same time frame, and now you've got to save your son.
The unknown of how, like, I've started rolling this ball and I can't stop it.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out how to stop it. It was just super crazy, and the ride was really good, well paced.
Agreed.
Very good movie.
Agreed.
I just did not want to give too much more away about it, and I'm sorry. I know you probably had a lot to say about it. I know.
I was going to let you talk about Creepshow and Friday the 13th, and I was going to talk about The Ring and let the right ones in.
You know what?
I
will go ahead and let you please tell me something more about The Ring, because I really do like the movie. I didn't want to spend too much time because I just felt like maybe you all have seen it already, but maybe we'll talk about something. You can bring up something that is like a nugget that nobody knows about the movie.
I don't have any of those nuggets off the top of my head. You see my note.
What did you pick from it? But what drew you to the movie? Like, what kind of Like, was it just the fact that, like...
You asked me the weirdest questions. I liked it because it's supernatural movie. I liked it, for the storyline. I liked the moodiness of it. I liked that it was dark. And it was different, like you said. It was different for the time in 2002, so...
At that time, what was coming out? It was...
I don't know. I don't have a list of the movies that came out in 2002. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Well, no,
I don't have a reference for that.
I Know What You Did Last Summer or stuff like that. Was it in that
I don't know.
yet?
I think that was 97, but I don't know. What do you want to talk about next? Day 25? Day 25. Creepshow. Creepshow, the original, 1982. This is not something that I actually ever watched before, and I don't know, people will probably be disappointed. Oh, you're a horror fanatic and you never saw Creepshow. I keep trying to tell him, because Sir is just a bit older than myself, and I really came into more of Tales from the Crypt. There's Creepshow, and then we have Tales from the Crypt. Here's where I come in. I was born in 83, so anything before 83 is clearly not going to be...
Oh, totally.
It's not something that I've, is going to be, like, high on my list. But, they're calling it an American horror comedy. It's an anthology, so it's by George A. Romero. And the wonderful Stephen King.
Yeah.
We all love Stephen King. Stephen King, and it's 5 terrifying tales.
Yeah, it's
they break it down in little vignettes.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them what the first five stories we're going to talk about, or Father's Day is number 1, The Farmer and the Meteor is number 2, The Vengeful Husband number 3, number 4 is The Creature in the Crate, and number 5 is Cockroaches. You can leave a comment down below which of the 5 stories were your favorite. Because I know you've said the meteorite thing creeps you the F out, the cockroaches creep you the F out.
The meteorite, I just liked that one. That was just,
I thought you said it creeps you out, how itchy, like, yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah. It will make you want to itch because, like, it's, the meteor starts turning them into vegetation, so it's pretty crazy. That was a good one. I felt like all of them were really well done. Adrienne Barbeau, the list goes on and on of actors that were in this one. They got a lot of really good actors, so all of them were really well acted out, well played. It was a great meeting of minds, of 2 different horror minds coming together and creating this experience that was just it was really well ahead of its time, and it never got really repeated because even Creepshow 2 just felt way below.
But honestly, it was 2 people who had very different styles coming together, collaborating, but they made something very different from anything that either of them would have done on their own.
Correct. So it was very well done. This is something. There wasn't really anything like this at the time,
right?
And there really hasn't been one. So, I would say
the special effects that were done were,
special effects were really good.
Were ahead of their time.
Special effects were really good. Storytelling was really done super well. Everything was paced well. If I was going to put Creepshow on a scale, this is like a 9. Only because this is for me. I take it as a 9 only because this is something that there's nostalgia attached to it.
Right.
So it holds something special in my heart. So for somebody else, it might be more like a 6. It just has so many, like, Ted Danson's in it. It's really cool to see him super young and doing something that's not Cheers. Doing something that's not Cheers.
I think that's another reason why I don't like this is because I don't like Ted Danson. I don't like the Nielsen guy either. He's corny. I don't like him. I definitely don't like the Vengeful Husband one. I hate the cockroach one. That's just nasty. Creature in the Crate. I mean, who among us hasn't wanted to kill our significant other?
Yeah, but
feed it to a creature in the crate.
But in the way that it was, and then the ending for that was a good twist. So it was just all the vignettes were done very well acted. This is a 10 for me. This is like, you should see this.
Yeah. Yeah, you should.
You should see it at least once. Very well done. Very well done.
I like how they. Yeah, I do. I like the pops of color. I like how. For the time, I like how they filmed it.
South Park spoofed their own episode. That one episode that had Integrity Farms in it. They used a lot of the sound effects and they used a lot of the music from Creepshow.
Yeah.
That shit's all Creepshow. And that the score for that is amazing. It's really good to listen to.
Yeah.
We have so many movies to go through. I'm just going to cut it. 10.
Yeah.
What did you give it?
Wow. God, we're gonna have such a difference here. I've got mine's 5. Probably like a 5 or a 4.5. Like, it just doesn't hold my attention. It's dated. It's corny. It's it's just not my cup of tea. But I get for him that it's nostalgic and it holds a special place in your heart, and I love that. Okay. Moving right along, this is another movie that we're not going to talk too much about because if you haven't seen Friday the 13th...
Number one. We
can't be friends. I'm sorry. We can't be friends. And that's it. That's it. That's all. Okay. This is Friday the 13th, 1980. It's part of that Friday the 13th. What do we call it? Collection, because I think I looked it up and there are 13 Friday the 13th movies. Isn't that cool? There's actually 13 of them. They've made Friday the 13th 13 times. That's crazy.
This is what started it all.
Yeah. This is what started the slashers. The summer camp slashers, the slasher films.
Well, just started the franchise. Yeah. Like, they didn't even know. Like, I mean, this was all like an all or nothing. Like, they just put everything into this and were just like...
Now, it was a low budget.
It just, like, prayed that it was going to do okay.
Now, was this a low budget movie?
I can figure out the budget. I'll effort it. But yeah, it was low budget. This was, like, basically... I'm telling you, it was a do or die by this company. Like, it was like, okay, like... okay, like, we need to do this. I don't know that Nightmare came out at the same time or before this. Mm-hmm. It was 1980. Yeah, I think that started it. I think this was like this, because, even Halloween was before this because it was 78 or 79. So,
that's why I said it's a summer camp slasher. It started the summer camp slashers. The camp counselors... You know, you've got the nerd, you've got the slut, you've got the jock, you've got the nerd, right? You've got the stoner. And yeah, they all succumb. So this Friday the 13th, if you don't know, is about a young Jason who dies in the lake. And
neglected. He was neglected by camp
at summer camp.
And so they closed the camp and they just reopened it, and everything's supposed to be going back to normal, and people are coming back out, and
people are coming back. They reopened Camp Crystal Lake, and the counselors are coming back out to get it ready to be reopened, and one by one the counselors are killed. You don't know by who. It shows a lot of like POV kills, right?
A lot of POV kills. You'll see, like, if you focus closely, like, you'll see, like, the hands pulling the brush apart.
Right.
But if you look at the hands, it's actually a guy's hand, and it's what like we've seen. And if you haven't, fuck you and don't watch the rest of this. It's. I
already told him we can't be friends, so you shouldn't even be here anymore.
It's Jason's mom. Jason's mom should not have knuckles. That look like
to be honest, I never noticed that.
Look like that.
You always notice the tiniest little minute details that most people probably don't notice.
So, yeah.
But that might be like just to throw you off. Maybe they put it in there on purpose to throw you off so that you didn't know who the killer was till the very, very end.
The antagonist is.
Right.
Yeah, it was funny that it was a friend of Tom Savini's who was the guy that was pulling everything apart. Right? That was his thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Which we find out later that it is actually, spoiler alert, dun dun dun, it's Jason's mom. So, Betsy Palmer, amazing. She does an amazing job in this movie. She didn't even want to do this movie. She took this movie. Why? Because she needed a car. And I'm not shitting you. You can look
these are one of those fun facts.
You can look this up. Betsy Palmer did want to.
But she played crazy perfectly. She played crazy perfectly. She was insane.
Yes, she did this for a car. She needed a car. So she used this money. So anyway, yes.
Yeah, back in 1980.
So she played.
I need a car. I'm going to make a movie.
She played a crazy person. It was really funny.
She played a crazy mother who's seeking revenge for the death of her son.
Can I ask a question? So, up until this point, up until the end point when we find out it is Betsy Palmer, she's been killing people pretty brutally.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fucking.
Yeah, there are some crazy kills.
Why at the end when she's got that girl, why is she just smacking a bitch up?
because guys want to see cat fights.
Boom! Just.
Because at the end you want to just see a cat fight between two women.
You know what I'm talking about. Go to that part. Like, it's her in that fucking sweater.
The sweater. Kill somebody. But is that where we start to hear the kill? Is that where we start to hear it? Or we don't hear that till
It's always
On a scale of 1 to 10, you didn't answer my question. Is that where we start to hear that kill is in the one? So. First one? Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving Friday the 13th? Now, I've always been a Halloween fan, so I love Michael Myers. I am not a huge Jason Voorhees fan. I'm not a Camp Crystal. I'm never going to a summer camp. I'm never going to be a camp counselor, and that will never happen. So I give it a 6. I was going to give it like a 5. For Friday the 13th. Now, like I said, they have made 12 other Friday the 13th, so surely there will be one that you like. I do like one that has the Feldman boy in it. The Corey boy. Was that the third? The second one is stupid because they put a sack on his head and he didn't have the hockey mask.
Potato sack.
Put the potato sack on his head, which was super gay.
I don't understand that. There's the one that wasn't even Jason. There was the one that was the dad of the kid.
I don't even know what day, which one that was. I said what day. I don't even know which movie that one was in because I didn't see it. That sounds gay as fuck.
Yeah, it sounds gay as fuck, but it opens up so many other questions. What it opens up questions to is, are these all just copycats?
Right. And they are.
Just people that are using...
Yeah, of course.
And why wouldn't they? Because that's pretty damn...
I'm sorry. My little dog just growled at me. Poor little Callie had an accident.
She ain't having it. That just derailed everything. Anyway,
What? Because I stood up and I opened the window thing?
Oh, no.
because Callie growled? Okay, I'm sorry. What do you want to say about Friday the 13th? Right over my head. I don't know. I can never tell when you're joking or not. Okay.
Okay, so that was.
Are we having fun yet? I don't know.
So that was.
You tell me. I'm sweating here. Take a couple of shots, they say. You'll have fun, they say. I don't know. I just don't know, man. Shit. Are we having fun? Are you having fun?
I'm good.
Day 27 is Let the Right One In. We both really enjoyed this one. And I think it's because it is something I had not seen. I have seen the remake. I have not seen the original. So watching the original, made in 2008, they call it a horror romance. And it is Swedish. From y'all from the Swedes?
From Sweden.
From the Sweden?
Svedken.
Show them what we're drinking, babe. Show them the hooch. Show them the hooch. How are we getting through this? Please. Please, no. We'll need censors for the children. Not for the children. Babe, we saved that for later for the secret footage, remember? Oh, no. This is a really cool movie. I really like the casting. I'm not even watching you guys. I can't. Okay. I'll never be able to focus if I watch it be silly. Oh my God. I just like it because it's so different. I'm like, I want to say, oh, we're watching a foreign movie. It's like a foreign movie because it's so like Euro, the way it's filmed. Don't laugh. Am I not allowed to say Euro? Euro horror? Euro horror?
Every time she says Euro, drink.
Euro!
Oh, that sucks.
Right now. Go ahead. And then I'll do Euro. Euro slow to take that shot. It is starring 12-year-old the Oscar, and Eli? Is it Eli? Oscar. Anyway, you're so dumb. Oscar, his neighbor, this very mysterious young girl that moves into his neighborhood. Now, Oscar's getting bullied. He's kind of a scrawny little dude. Yeah. And he's getting bullied big time at school, so he's totally a loner, and he's got all this built up, like, pent up anger, and we see him out there, like, messing around with a little pocket knife, or something, like, he's stabbing a tree, like, he's gonna stab one of these little boys, like, he generally, like, he wants to fight, I don't think he has the courage to. Yet. But before we meet the girl, we meet the father. Because we think he is the killer in the movie originally, and he is, but he's doing it for a reason.
Right. He's working as kind of like a consigliere. Like he's going out.
Yeah.
And getting her food. He's the Renfield, basically.
And so it's like they show him in the scene where he is murdering. Right. Stringing somebody upside down,
and he has a siphon and a whole deal, and he has like a little collection, like if you were going to go and collect rainwater, but it's blood. That's what he
in a jug,
right. And he had this whole little kit, and it was zipped up. It was really cute.
His murder kit.
I actually have got to say, like, if you're going to do it,
do it right.
Shit together.
Yeah. And it's snowing, and he had to, like, pull the body on a little sleigh. Right. And then he, like, strung them up and had a whole little pulley system and a way to collect all the blood. All the blood. So we don't know what to think about that at first. We have no idea. We're like, why is he collecting blood? Why is he doing that?
Well, he gets caught in the act. There's a dog that comes and fucks up the whole thing. He gets taken off guard.
One of his murders gets a foul.
Gets taken off guard, and it's one of his early ones.
Mm-hmm.
He has to leave in the middle of it, and he leaves the person obviously hanging there, but he leaves some of his stuff there too.
Yeah.
I think he left a little collection thing. So they come back and they're like, "Oh shit!" So now it's in the news. This is the thing now. Like this is like now you're not hidden. now you're kind of out there. So we don't really know what's going on.
So in this community, now they think that there is a murderer on the loose committing these heinous murders. And then we see this father and daughter move into the apartment complex where we have young Oscar living. He's living with his mother, a single parent. He's quite a loner. And he meets this girl. She's very unusual.
Right. She comes out when he's on the play set, and the play set, whatever, the little jungle gym that they have out front.
Yeah.
But it's cold as fuck.
It's
fucking
snowing.
Sweden.
And it's snowing.
I don't know if you all know anything about Allsvenskan, soccer and Swedish soccer, or anything about Sweden, but it's fucking cold. When it's cold, it's cold. And so it's snowing, and he's in a jacket and shit, and she's always coming out, and I don't know if you picked this up.
Yeah.
But she always came out in shit that was just
she was barefoot.
Fucking t-shirt, and
barefoot in the snow.
No breath.
No breath.
No breath.
Yeah.
That was impressive. I really like that. They did little things in this movie that were really, really good. It makes me want to check out a lot more of other countries' movies. Even though I have to read subtitles.
I'm not a subtitle girl.
I love it. I don't love it, but I do it.
You're open to it.
I do it.
Yeah.
No, I do it because the payoff is so good. They just got something that we don't. Everybody else is doing something we're not doing. I don't know why we can't figure it out. We have all the technology, but we can't put out a good movie to save our fucking asses. Beyond Marvel, it has been garbage.
Yeah.
Come on.
So anyway, we see that she is not quite human. And
she's pale as fuck.
In the process of the male that she moved in with, he gets caught and he decides to sabotage. He decides to burn himself with muric acid, and he goes to the hospital. So now she's alone.
She's alone.
She hasn't been fed.
Right, and hasn't had contact with her friend, and her friend starts to worry. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
She
goes under a bridge, and you finally see that the monster that she is.
Right. She goes to the hospital and visits the friend. The friend has been helping her.
Well, I said she was under a bridge, and she murders. We finally see her murder for the first time, and feed.
Right.
And then, okay. Then she goes to the hospital and sees the father, which we assume is her father, but then at the same time, we're not sure what his relationship is to her.
Would you like me to explain it? I can pull it up for you really quick. Go ahead.
We see her scale a building, so she does have supernatural powers. What else do you want me to say? Basically, she and this boy Eli, Oscar, they have a little romance going on. She comes in the middle of the night and gets in bed with him, and he wants to go steady. He wants to be her boyfriend, and
Renfield.
I don't know what Renfield is. Renfield
is a slave. He's just a slave for Bram Stoker's Dracula. He was the basically Dracula had control of Renfield. Renfield went out and got him the victims. He was the human. He couldn't go out to go get blood, so he would send Renfield. So that was.
Can you guys hear what he's saying? Can you guys hear what he's trying to explain? I guess he's trying to explain the father-like character as some character from Bram Stoker's Dracula. I guess I don't understand quite where you're going with it, but
it's a parallel. So the two are the same. That's who this person was just a person to go out. It was a slave to go and get bodies. to get blood for her.
There you go. Okay.
So she enslaved him.
So, he wasn't her father. He was just a slave.
He was a slave.
Okay.
She's been on this planet forever. There's no age on her. She doesn't even know what her age is. So that's what's crazy.
Yeah. There are some really creepy parts in this movie. And, of course, the ending is super creepy.
Yeah.
Super gross. I mean, she literally decapitates and murders the group of boys who are trying to kill Oscar at the end of the movie.
But they were trying to kill him. So, I mean...
They were. Yeah, without a doubt. They were trying to murder him, drown him.
And probably for the first time in her life, she felt something.
Compassion for a human being.
She felt anything for a human other than wanting to feed.
Right.
Which is amazing. And for her, she was just like, I like this. And I like him. And I'm going to protect him. And I can. I can protect. See, that's the whole thing. Her choice is like, I can't. Or I cannot. She could totally just be like...
She could have killed him.
She could have
just fed on him.
Yeah.
And his mother. Yeah. And nobody would have known, and she could have disappeared.
Yeah.
But instead, she likes him. She genuinely likes him.
That's stupid. And so I'm dumb because I never even thought about that aspect of it. I never even thought about, like, her, like, being like, wow.
You accept me for who I am.
I don't.
I'm a vampire, and you still like me and invite me.
And I actually don't want to feed. And if you remember, she was like, I can't come in unless you invite me. She came to his front door and could not come in, and that's that scene.
Yeah.
That's
I think one of my favorite scenes is the fact that she had to ask to come in, and he was like, no, you know, and that she actually put herself through the pain to show him that
this is real.
This is real, and
there are rules.
There are rules to what I am.
It was so good.
I like this movie. I really like this movie.
This was an amazing movie, and
I think you can watch the remake with that Chloe girl. This had something extra to it, because like I said, I keep wanting to say it was like a very European. It was different. It just was different, and it felt different, and I really appreciated it.
For somebody who
from 1 to 10, I gave it like a 7.5, 8. That's how much I liked it. So
you had to read. You don't like to have to do the subtitle thing.
Yeah. So that shows you how good the movie was. If I'm actually still have my attention.
She gave it a 7.
7.5, almost an 8, because I really like this movie.
I gave it like a 12. Like I know that's stupid. On a scale of 10, it's just so good. It is so good, and I forgot how good it was. Like, I watched it a long time ago. Forgot about it, and I watched it again for this. It was like watching it for the first time again. A lot of it was so fresh.
Yeah.
It was really well directed. The cinematography was awesome. The locations were awesome. Everything was good. The kids, I can't, That's what I like. I said the casting. Liked the casting so much of these two kids. They really did have like a little chemistry together, and I liked it. Okay, so like, how many times have you seen like children on film? Like, I've heard actors, like really good actors, talk about children actors, and it's really hard for a child to act well.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just hard for them. And,
of course, they're young. They haven't been doing it as long as the adults. But, but also the range of emotions is difficult for children.
It's
I think,
hard.
too.
And when you get the right chemistry, it's really awesome. And in this movie,
they really did have a good casting.
Dude, you want to talk about lightning in a bottle? They caught it. It was amazing. It was really good.
I hope you guys watched it. I hope you guys leave a comment if you watched it and didn't like it, or
If you don't
let
agree,
us know, because we like to know what you guys also think about.
And if you don't agree with like any of the things that we say, please, like, we appreciate even the negative comments. Like, please, because we
invite you to be rude.
Argue
on his channel.
Argue. We want to argue. Well, it's not that we want to argue. We want to have like spirited. There's spirited discussions.
Spirited debates.
Spirited discussions about like, and we can both. You know what? I don't even care who's right. It's just a great conversation. The fact that we're talking about horror movies. So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, that takes us right up to day 27.
Thank you for watching.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know if we want to call this video 1 of 2 of the last 8 of our 31 days of horror movies, because we are wrapping it up here.
Sarah has been amazing.
We still have 4 more movies to review, which we are going to jump on, but I think taking shots really help. I mean, shit.
Sarah has been absolutely amazing. She has been, I'm sure a lot of you are watching because of her, because she has way more people that are into her. I don't have as many people.
I do love horror movies. I do love talking, because I mean, I watch literally every day is a horror movie for me.
She does.
I mean, there's really nothing else I'd rather watch than, I mean, I could just watch the same shit over and over again because I just love it so much.
And I do too. It's slightly different. I do horror movies, but I can do funny stuff.
And he'd never done like a 31 days of horror movie like consecutive, so like we did. So that was fun. And it's fun to see the fact that we both got to see some new movies together. I think in our next video we are going to actually talk about Halloween Kills.
We're going to clap out. We're clapping out 31 days
with Halloween.
The next video will be the 31 days.
Will be video 2, and it will finish out days 28 through 31.
Yeah.
So I'll see you guys right back here for part 2.
For part 2.
The ending to 31 days of horror. This.
All right.
Juicing it.
All right. Peace out.
Gross.
What?
Gross. Like,